thank you again for offering to come with me to Hyclasia. It's really more trouble than I could have ever imagined. But if you have as much sway politically as you say that you do, well, then it's possible that you might be able to help me argue the case for my sister and mother to go free. Huh. Maybe even if you're persuasive enough, they might not even make one of us participate in the trial by combat. I suppose you might say that I'm just a little nervous is all. A part of me is delighted to see my mother and sister again, and that they're alive and for the most part safe. But I feel an uneasiness inside my heart that makes me feel like I won't be able to leave with everyone that I love. It just seems too easy, you know? My village, my family, we've all seen such hardships. It doesn't ever seem like anything good ever comes without paying such a bitter price for it. Say, I don't mean to be such a downer. In fact, there's something that's been on my mind quite a bit lately. I was meaning to bring it up to you, but, well, that was before the letter from Obina was delivered. And my thoughts have been elsewhere until now. But since we've got this entire carriage ride to Hyclasia, just the two of us, I thought now might be a good time to bring it up. I apologize in advance if it's too forward of me to be prying into your personal life. And if you're uncomfortable discussing anything that I'm about to mention, then please, by all means, don't feel as though you're obligated to disclose anything to me. And should you ask it of me, I'll never speak of it again. But, well, I'm almost ashamed to admit, because it feels as though I've done something in secret. But a week or so ago, while you were away attending to business, I was doing some cleaning in the library, and I started to take a few of the books off of the shelves and browse through them. Many of them did not have titles or authors printed on the covers, and the contents were scrawled with an ink pen. So I gathered that they were journals, possibly of the historical nature. I guess I assumed that they would have some documentation as to the history of the castle which you reside in. And my curiosity about the castle has been driving me crazy ever since I first began living there. The mystery of someone like yourself living in a castle so large and all alone, it's just a trifle strange is all. And, well, while I was looking through the books, I came to realize that they were written by a woman. From the way that she expressed herself, I would venture a guess that she was young at the time that they were written. But the books are all quite aged, and I would assume that their owner has long since passed away of old age. Was she the previous owner of the castle? I don't mean to pry. Was she a relative of yours? Maybe a family friend? I see. Since you're smiling a bit and telling me that's not exactly right, I guess that you're not angry with me for looking through the journals. But also, I'm at least a little bit correct about the identity of the author. I see. So she was the previous owner of the castle. But not a relative, you say? So you inherited the castle from her because she trusted you with it. How very peculiar. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that wasn't rude of me to say. I don't mean to offend, it's just I've never heard of someone leaving a castle to someone who wasn't a close relative. But I suppose she mustn't have had any closer living family, which would explain why there isn't anyone else living there. How, if I may ask, did you meet her? You bumped into each other in the woods. That sounds like something out of a storybook. So, if she's the previous owner of the castle, why is it that there aren't any portraits of her anywhere in the hallways or corridors? If the castle belonged to her and her family, don't you find it a bit odd that there aren't any pictures of her about the estate? Oh, I see. You took the paintings down because you miss her? She must have been very special to you then. I can see it in the ways that the corner of your eyes wrinkle from your smile when you talk about her. Before she passed away, was she beautiful? I mean, in her younger years. She must have already been quite old by the time the two of you met. What did she look like when she was younger? In the portraits, I mean. Oh wow, crimson-colored eyes and mossy green hair. She must have been absolutely gorgeous. In fact, I think I've met someone like that before myself. I can't quite put my finger on to as when it was exactly, but I'm almost certain that I met a woman with crimson-colored eyes and mossy green hair before. But when? Oh, never mind. It's not that important. Anyway, I saw in the journals that she mentioned that she was from a royal family of some kind. I wondered if she was a relative because, well, I was wondering if that meant that you were also from the same royal lineage. I thought that might have also been the diplomatic sway that you were planning on using in the negotiations with the Hyclatians. I realized after reading the journals that, well, I hadn't ever bothered to ask you about yourself or your family. And I felt it was a little strange for me to be living alone in a castle with someone I hardly know anything about. So thank you for sharing all of this with me today. We still have a ways to travel, and I think my nerves are getting the better of me. If you don't mind, I think I'm going to take a little nap before we get there.